Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A volunteer coach accused of sex with a girl nowhere near the age of consent. And the feds say the evidence was right there on his phone. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Federal charges of child pornography topping our news here at 6. Federal charges. Investigators say this 19-year-old met the victim, a girl of just 12, at a middle school in Oakland County where he helped coach boys basketball. Sean Lay live with more on a really disturbing case. Sean.
Disturbing on so many levels, Devin. This is a story parents should pay attention to. Another disturbing thing, a fact about this story, is that middle school kids were sharing these images on an Instagram chat. A 19-year-old hit with federal child porn charges, and the details in the federal complaint are stomach-turning. The FBI says 19-year-old Davon Gray was an unofficial assistant basketball coach at an undisclosed Oakland County middle school. Once inside the school, the FBI alleges Gray used his access there to prey on children, flirting with middle school students. One young girl saw a video on her friend's phone of two people having sex. The FBI says it was Gray recording it. The girl with him is just 12 years old. That friend shared those horrific images on an Instagram chat for others to see. The FBI says it took place earlier this year. They say Gray communicated with the young girl on social media, and when she was at a sleepover, he sent an Uber to pick her up and bring her to him. Back here live, an adult at long last saw those images, became aware of what the kids were passing around that middle school, and called police. Meantime, Devin, it's interesting to point out that Gray was arraigned today in Romulus on separate embezzlement charges from a part-time job at Amazon. Back to you.
Wow, that's an increasing list of problems then. All right, Sean.
A Local 4 update to a triple shooting at a gas station. Today, the suspect went before a judge, and disturbing new information was revealed in court. Samuel McCrae is accused of murdering one man and shooting two other people at the mobile gas station on West McNichols near the Lodge over the weekend. Prosecutors say he tried to pay his $4 bill with a card that was declined. Prosecutors say the clerk locked the door so he didn't leave. That's when McCrae threatened to shoot the other customers if he wasn't allowed out. One of the victims, who doesn't want to be identified, told us what happened next.
Man, we don't got nothing to do with this. Unlock the door. And the dude say, if you don't unlock the door, I'm going to shoot everybody in here. I turn around and look at him and say, please, man, don't shoot us. We don't got nothing to do with this. I turned around and looked at him. He had the gun in the back of my head, and I put my hand up, and he shot my hand. And I ran from him. Then he grazed my side. And then when he shot me the third time, that's when I fell and I had to play dead.
The judge ordered McCrae held with no bond.
Rick Wershey, famous as an FBI informant turned drug dealer in Michigan, was arrested again, this time in Florida. Police officers say Wershey attacked his girlfriend after he allegedly called her the wrong name while they were having sex. She claims when she tried to get away from him, he attacked her. Wershey is out on bond but is facing several charges, including battery. Wershey denies the allegations.
Michigan Congressman Dan Kildee returned to the office today following a successful surgery to remove a small cancerous tumor in his tonsil.
The good news is it's gone, and I won't need any further treatment, just continued monitoring over the next several years. So the good news is that surgery was successful, and that's something I'm really grateful for, particularly grateful that we caught the cancer so early and I was able to have it taken out.
Congressman Kildee says it will take a bit longer for him to get back to 100%. He says he won't be working a full schedule just yet.
It's been decided a historic Flat Rock building is going to be demolished despite one group's efforts to save it. The Reading building, located on Gibraltar Road, has been in limbo for several months as some have tried to come up with an alternative to just tearing it down. Victor Williams live with the new decision and its impact on the community. Victor.
Yeah, Devin, you know, this building has been here for well over a century. Take a look at it. It's structured very differently, but at the same time, unfortunately, it's not in the best condition as of right now. So we know the demolition is going to be happening, but not everyone is happy with that decision.
Every time I go by it, it makes me think of my childhood.
The 112-year-old historic Reading building in Flat Rock will soon be nothing more than a mere memory, following the split decision from board members to continue demolition.
The steps, the whole thing, and it just seemed like it's always been there. It should never be gone. It's part of here.
The demolition process originally started back in December, but was paused when the Flat Rock Historical Society started efforts to save the building because of its rich legacy, with plans to turn it into a children's museum.
Might bring more people to come to Flat Rock to support it.
The group had even made these blueprints to totally transform the building on their own dime.
We have told them repeatedly that if you give us the building, we will take full financial responsibility for the building. We will restore it.
But just recently, 4 board members voted to get rid of the building, while 3 wanted to keep it around.
They say they have no 5 or 10-year plans for the property. They also say that the rumors about them just wanting to build a parking lot are untrue, and that their reason for tearing it down is the maintenance. They just want the building gone. Nobody can understand that.
I would have liked to see them keep it, just because we like to see stuff that's been here for a long time stay here if they can repurpose it for a different use. But I understand if it's not feasible, sometimes financially it's not feasible, and so we have to move on.
Well, we were not able to get a hold of board members for an interview, but we do know that there is a special meeting underway right now. And of course, this will more than likely be a hot topic at that meeting. So we'll keep you guys updated on what takes place there. But in the meantime, we are reporting live in Flat Rock. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Hot topic indeed. All right, Victor.
Federal health advisors are recommending over-the-counter sales of birth control pills be permitted. A panel of FDA advisors voted unanimously 17-0 in favor of a French drug maker's request to sell its medication called O-Pill without a prescription. This paves the way for a likely approval by the full FDA. During a 2-day meeting, the panel looked into whether women, including adolescents, were likely to take the pills safely and effectively without a doctor. A final decision is expected this summer. Shifting gears in a big way.
U-turn, really?
Yeah. Dearborn woman walks into her college graduation ceremony while in labor with her first child.
But she was determined she was going to walk across that stage. When Henry Ford College found out what was going on, they sprung into action. Megan Woods joins us now, and let's start with how mom and baby are doing, Megan.
Well, Devin, Kimberly, mom and baby are healthy. So Nyla Lucille was born yesterday and her parents are ecstatic. Mom is resting, but she did tell us she was going to walk across that stage one way or another with her baby girl.
I have to tell you, I wasn't planning to speak this early in our commencement ceremony.
An abrupt change in the program for this mother-to-be. She's been going to Henry Ford College since 2018, pursuing a liberal arts degree.
I want to be a teacher in the end.
And the birth of her first child wasn't going to delay that dream.
On the Tuesday before we graduated, they said that I was dilated to a 3. So, but it wasn't going to stop me from walking across the stage. I even said if I had her before the walk, I was just going to hold her in my arms and walk across that stage.
So minutes before the commencement, her aunt, who works at the college, got a hold of administration, and they had no problem switching the order.
So I hope you will allow me to quickly move through 1 degree before we do the rest of you all.
They all were just so polite, and like I was able to sit on the stage, so I didn't have to like walk up and down a million sets of stairs.
She got her degree,
Kelsey Hudy,
and a story she will never get tired of telling her baby girl.
I don't really like to make a big show about things, but I figured since they were making a big show about it, I have to finish it. I just had to show it off. Like, I finally did it. We finally did it.
So Nyla got here a little early. Her due date was at the end of the month, but of course her mom feels like she came right on time. And you saw that picture, the adorable picture of Nyla. She is wearing the same outfit her mom and her grandmother came home with from the hospital. So it's just a sweet ending to and just incredible story. Back to you all.
I can't get enough.
So sweet.
That
I know,
is really
and
sweet.
I think she's earned some credit hours toward the next degree for
That's
whatever
right.
it's going to be. It's really great stuff.
Hang it in there.
All right, Megan. Look at the beautiful day there behind Megan. It has just been a gorgeous Wednesday.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, it really has. I always can tell what's going on by looking at the reporters, if they're bundled up or they got their hats on, if their hair's blowing. It's a great indicator, and it is just a gorgeous day. We've got beautiful blue skies. Temperatures are in the 70s, 76 in Pontiac, Howell, and Ann Arbor, 73 out at Metro. Temperature changed. It's a little warmer today than it was yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees. 5 at Metro Airport, 7 degrees warmer in the city, and 8 degrees warmer right now than it was yesterday in Pontiac. As we look at temperatures down to our southwest, it's a good indication of what's to come. Kansas City's in the low 80s, also in St. Louis. Chicago just popped up to 80 degrees, and we will head to 80 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. We start out pretty mild at 56 and then 66 by 10 a.m. In the noon hour, we'll make it into the low 70s, and by 4 o'clock, we should touch 80 degrees. There is a change to the weekend forecast, and I think it's a change you're going to like, so I'll have that for you coming up in just a few minutes. We do have the Forewarn Weather app, though, that you can go to your favorite app store and download the Forewarn Weather app. That way you have interactive radar right in the palm of your hand.